This next problem is about conservation of energy. A gun fires a shell straight up with an initial velocity of 1,000 meters per second. How high does the shell reach above the gun? So that should be with an initial velocity. Okay, so let's draw a picture of this situation. Right. So it's important to basically know what our final, in terms of energy problems, what's the initial situation, and then the final situation. Alright, so let's draw situation number initial. So basically I'll call it basically initial. So we have a gun and it fires a shell with velocity equal to 1,000 meters per second. And then the final state, which we want to find out, is that the gun is here and the shell is up here. Velocity equals 0. That's the highest point that will reach it when the velocity of the shell is equal to 0, and reach a certain height above the gun. So this is the H here, right? And in this case, we could basically say that this is H equals 0. Okay, so it starts basically at the ground level and basically ends up with some final H, right? So let's call this VI, HI, HF, and VF, right? And this VF is the thing we want to find out. Right? So remember, conservation of energy really means that the energy initial is equal to the final energy. Right? Okay? And so the initial energy is composed of two parts. It's the kinetic energy. So this is kinetic. Right? Plus the potential. So it's equal to the kinetic plus the potential again. Draw this over of the initial states and the final states. There's an F here for those you can't read it. Okay, so let's just do this carefully. So this is going to be the kinetic energy is going to be initial kinetic energy is going to be 1/2 m v initial squared plus the potential is going to be mg h sub I. That's equal to the final energy, which is 1/2 m vf squared plus mg h sub f. Alright, so a little miracle happens now. Right, you can notice the m's, you can divide by m's on both sides, and that would just cancel out all the m's. Alright, and so what we have left is 1/2 vi squared plus hi ghi is equal to 1/2 vf squared plus ghf, the final height. Alright, and we know all this information now. Okay, so let's look at this. This is 1,000 meters per second. So it's going to be 1/2 times 1,000 squared plus g is 9.8. hi is 0 times 0, so that goes away. And this is equal to the final velocity, which is 0. So 1/2 0 squared plus 9.8 hf. Right, so that also goes away to 0. Right. So hence we're left with this 1,000 squared is 1,000,000 divided by 2 is 500,000, so it's 500,000 is equal to 9.8 hf. And so what we're left with when we divide this thing out is this is hf is equal to 500,000 divided by 9.8, which is equal to 51,020 meters. Right? And that's the answer. Right? So all we know is what the initial condition is, what the final condition is, and using the miracle energy conservation, we know the initial energy is equal to the final energy.